Hello and welcome back to another Pressy HD video. It is day 9 of the 12 days of Christmas. It is almost over, could you believe? And it really isn't feeling very Christmassy anymore, is it? It is now the 2nd of January 2017, and we start today off with a huge game. Aston Villa versus Birmingham City. We are sitting double the amount of positions down the league table as they are, but this is huge because we are only a mere 3 points off, I believe. So this could be a massive victory. We have played so well in the previous episode, getting 2 wins and a draw, and we start off this episode with the same intentions, but that finish, that's not how we're going to win the game. We need a bit more quality, and an injured midfielder here, he passes into Barrera, the central attacking midfielder, finds a through ball into Adams with a little bit of creative spark, and he just manages to miss it, but Cotterill, what a banging shot from our right midfielder. The ball chap has just gone and got a goal, and it is magic. We erupt here at St Andrews, and the fans are in complete hysteria. It is magic, and that was such a huge goal. Adams now again is through one-on-one, but it is a big save by the Villa goalkeeper, a necessary save too. So our West Midlands rivals, they are currently, of course, above us, and we could actually go level with them in this episode. This is just insane. We're holding the 1-0 lead out at the moment with a few corners as well. We seem to be on top. We've really got our shit together for this game. We've got our heads screwed on, and that is exactly what we need. And a little bit of magic from Magoma! More magic! This is just insane. I cannot believe it. We are 2-0 up against Aston Villa, our own biggest rivals, in a mere 30 minutes. It is just my mind is just frazzling. I don't understand how we are playing so well. And Magoma with possibly one of the best goals of the season too. This is one of the first goals that we've scored from outside the box. Comes back from the corner kick, he nods it down, chests it down to his feet, and hits a half volley. It is fantastic. Cotterill coming close, almost to a second goal too. Cotterill not really performed much this year, but he's managed to get a superb goal which hit the roof of the net today, and you cannot diss him for that. Adams, of course, created that chance, and Magoma off the corner kick managed to get that goal, and it was just insane. I'm in complete wonderland at the moment. I'm like Alice. And this is literally us now holding it out, trying to consolidate it. But we get another chance. Fabrini hit one there. It was a good chance by Fab10, but unfortunately for him, he can't quite guide it into the net, and it just drags wide. Villa get a few chances, but here we are on the attack now. Adams down the left-hand side. We have been completely dominant, and we just managed to keep it in. It's pulled back across the goal, but for Villa, lucky for them, they managed to get it clear, but not quite clear enough. And Villa get one more chance here. We take them out on the free kick, but it's an advantage for Chester. It is a corner kick, but that comes to nothing. So we win. We get another 3 points on the board, and that is 3 wins out of 4 games now, and the other game was a draw. So unbeaten in 4 games. It's such an improvement on what happened in episode 9, and it is the step forward that we need. That is a huge confidence booster, and it's not only a great way to finish that game, but of course now it is the end of the month. So now that month's over, we've got a new month, a new squad report. Let's see how our players have progressed, or degressed, I suppose. Right now, you can see Kujak has gone -1. He's declining now because he's 34 years of age, unfortunately. Elsewhere, pause on any player you're really interested in particularly. I'll highlight some of the big ones. Reece Oxford there with a +2, that's superb. His training is working. And then you've got players like Josh Martin out on loan. But then you've got not much growth in a lot of our players, to be fair, but a lot of them are getting on, so next season will probably be really difficult. David Davis is one of the surprises of the bunch, though. Greg Stewart there with a +1 as well, getting up to 69. Reece Brown retains his +1. Magoma goes down somehow. That really surprised me. Barrera up, Adams up by 2, and then McFarlane up by 1. Donaldson declining in some areas there. Jack Storer, mate, he's at 1. Still at 55, I believe. So, Huddersfield now at Moulton Road, and we really want to continue our winning ways. We are actually now in 10th. It is unbelievable. We've got ahead of Aston Villa. I didn't realise this. Villa were only on 21 points. We're now on 22. We seem to have just turned our season around in the past 4 games, and it is madness because it is so tight in the Championship. This is one of the tightest leagues I've ever played in. And trust me, not many career modes have I played in where I'm actually struggling to get top half. And in this game I am. But it is Huddersfield in this game who come closest with a rocket of a shot, which rockets against the bar. You can still feel it vibrating now. And we go in at half-time at 0-0. I really hope this isn't back to old ways. I really hope we can continue getting goals, especially in the first half, in which we got 2 against Villa in, of course. So that was just insane. Out of nowhere, in the second half, Barrera, against the run of play quite possibly too, gets a fantastic little solo effort, almost Messi-esque again. I mean, literally, look at that. He's weaving in and out of them like a weave machine. Does that exist? But nonetheless, he was just so natural there, so magical, and it was such a huge goal because we have managed to scrape a win in one of the most uneventful games so far this season. Maybe not quite as uneventful as Blackburn, however. So a 1-0 lead and a 1-0 win. And it's not that of a convincing win, but in a game like that where you can scrape the win, like in around the 68th minute, it is a huge, huge game. And that is now 4 wins out of 5. We are flying at the moment. We are on some of the best form we have ever been on. And we want to continue this now at home against Bristol City. Bristol City, well, they're not too great a side at the moment in the league. They're doing pretty poorly. And I would like to try and get, again, another 3 points here today. But we know it's not that straightforward. It's not that simple. Football's never that simple. And despite our recent run of form, we don't actually seem to be that high in the table. Djukovic being highlighted there as our striker for this game. So, Djukovic at the moment, the man making one of his first appearances of the season, actually plays it into Fabrini. Fabrini gets his chance. He hits the bar and Djukovic is there on hand with the follow-in. It is definitely a goal that Djukovic probably deserves, but it's a goal that Fabrini really, really needed. He hasn't really got a vote of confidence at the moment, and Djukovic put him through there. He was saved by the keeper onto the crossbar, and it just rebounds everywhere. Djukovic gets his first goal of the championship, and it's only 4 minutes in, we are already in the lead, and we had such a great start to this game. Like, we just suddenly seemed to be the side we were against Villa and the side we were against Forest, and we were whipping some flying shots out. Stephen Gleeson there unleashing some hell of a flair, and it is Fabrini through again. Yes, there we go. Finally, I think Fabrini's finally off the mark, or is this his second goal? I'm not quite sure, but either way, he seems to get quite a few assists. But Fabrini, he has a lot of chances and doesn't really finish many of them. And it's a real shame because he is a good player, just I seem to have a bit of lack of creativity with him. And that was a problem, especially in episode 9. He just wouldn't do anything. And he was the man we looked to when we were in a bit of a bad spell. We looked at him, we thought, we need something from you. You're the main man now. We need something creative. We need something, well, magical. And that is exactly what we've got this episode from him. So he deserves that goal for sure. He had 3 shots in that game and got 1 goal. One of them hit the bar, of course, which led to the Djukovic finish. And at half-time, we are at 2-0 up. So this was the same position we was in against Villa. And it was a very, very good first 45 there. Bristol, though, they weren't letting up. They were coming right back at us, and despite a few chances, they couldn't quite get that clinical, decisive goal. If they got 1 back, who knows what might have happened, but they didn't get 1 back up until the 70th minute here, 74th minute about now, and it's played back into Fabrini. Diego Fabrini plays it over to Jacob Murphy. Jacob Murphy's through, and he gets a goal. It's a huge goal for Jacob Murphy too, because we've got some really, really groundbreaking goals today, because they're all players. Jacob Murphy, we signed this year, of course, and he might not have seemed to have scored any goals, but he's certainly impressed me so far. Maybe not in the growth department, but certainly in his play style. He seems to leave a little bit of speed, and he might not have the best strength, but he certainly has agility. So anyway, that is clinical finishing from Jacob Murphy, and that does bring this episode to an end. Another win, another huge win, in fact. In fact, that was an episode of wins. What an episodic episode. Anyway, I do thank you for watching. Make sure you stick around for tomorrow's episode, and I will see you next time.